morning, everyone. My name is Katie and I'm a fourth year first grade teacher, and I'm so glad you're here for this week's video. This week, I'm going to take you along with me for a week in my life in first grade. Before I jump into all of my normal Monday morning things, I wanted to stop and take a minute to thank this week's video sponsor, 240 Tutoring. I know that there are a lot of future teachers who watch this channel, and I know there are a lot of current teachers who watch this channel. And one thing that future teachers mostly, but sometimes current teachers have to deal with is teacher licensing exams. State exams like the Praxis and different ones that Texas and California, Florida, they all have their own kind of certification exams that teachers have to take in addition to their college coursework in order to become certified in certain states. These tests can be expensive and pricey, and if you're like me, I do not go into something like an expensive standardized test without feeling prepared. And that's where 240 Tutoring can really help you guys out. Every 240 Tutoring study guide has content that is aligned specifically to the exam you're taking. I went onto their website and all of the Praxis exams that I had to take to become a teacher were on there. And as I scrolled through, there is so much information that's broken down by test subject and major topic. It includes vocabulary terms, outlines, videos, and it even has study checkpoint quizzes. And then at the end, it has a practice test that once you've gone through the course materials, they allow you to take. Now, the cool thing about this practice test is it gives you a guarantee through 240 Tutoring that if you take their practice test and you pass, and then you take your actual exam and you don't pass, they have a money-back guarantee. When you pay for a 240 Tutoring monthly subscription, you get access to the entire set of exams that you're studying for. For example, I took the Praxis exam series, and I had to take Teaching Reading, Principles of Learning and Teaching, ESOL, and I had to take the Content Knowledge exam. So paying for 240 Tutoring, I would pay a monthly fee, and then I'd have access to all of those Praxis exam studying materials for that month. It's not like you have to pay for one exam and then pay for the next exam. You would have access to all of their materials for the month that you paid for. I sent out a little poll on my Instagram just to see kind of what kind of exams you guys had to take or are having to take to be certified as a teacher. And so far, all of the ones that I saw that were submitted are included on 240 Tutoring's website. But if it's not on there, you can reach out to their curriculum team and make a request, and they review those requests every month and try to add updated study materials for other exams as well. I was blown away by how extensive and how thorough it was, and I really wish that I had this when I was studying for my exams. If you would like to try out 240 Tutoring, I will leave the link in the description box below so you can go check it out. Please go look through their site, see if the exams you have to take are on there, and give it a try because you will not regret it. Okay, so to start my Monday off, I have a little bit of sad news. It's not like sad, but this is going to be my last weekly vlog of the school year. I have really done well at scheduling my content out for the month of May, so when you're watching this, my school year will already be over. But this is the second to last, I guess third to last whole week. It's the second to last whole week of school. So after this week, I will only have one whole week and a half week of school left. The reason I'm choosing to end my vlogs here is because my life is about to get so crazy busy with moving and all kinds of other things that I'm excited to share with you on my channel at a later date. But I just know that the last week and a half are going to be insane for me, and vlogging doesn't add extra stress, it just adds an extra layer. And although I enjoy it, I just know that I'm going to need to really focus my attention and my energy on the things that I've got going on. So this is going to be the last week in my life vlog for the 2021-2022 school year. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into what this week is going to look like in first grade. So things we've got going on. I'm taking Friday off. Whoop, whoop, so excited. It is David's birthday on Friday, so we are going on a trip. We're taking the day off from work. I could not be more excited. It kind of makes it easier to look at a week when you're like, oh, okay, I only have to go through 4 days this week, and I'm getting my hair cut on Friday. So there's a lot of fun things to look forward to. As far as content goes this week, we are still in review mode. I feel like we've been in review mode for quite a while here in first grade land, but that's what we're doing. So at the teacher table, we're gonna be reviewing some phonics skills, and during whole group, we're just reviewing, and then we're adding a new type of writing. So if you've been following along, you've seen lots of writing instruction because we started with personal narrative, and then we did 2 weeks of how-to writing, and this week we're doing informational writing, and we're gonna be writing about penguins. I know what you're thinking, why are we writing about penguins in the month of May? Usually I try to do this in January or February, but I just couldn't swing it this year, and better late than never. The Wonders curriculum has a lot of great materials, has leveled readers about penguins that has really good information in it. So it's a great like physical way for kids to do the research without having to rely on our Chromebooks for all of it, which Chromebook research is great, but especially in first grade to have that like physical book to be able to use for research is great. So I'm excited to take them through a little bit of a research writing this week as we learn about penguins. So the first thing I have to do, as always on Monday morning, is place out student Chromebooks, and then I'm gonna make sure I have my materials ready to go for the small group table. And if I have time this morning, I'll walk you through our whole group slides and what they look like. But if not, I will definitely show them to you at the end of the day so you can see how I'm introducing informational writing for my kiddos. All right, I've got some things to do, some trips to the copy room to make, so let's get this Monday started.
'Cause baby, in your absence, life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, easier to love, oh.
Okay, here's what our whole group reading slides look like this week. We're still in cycle 21 because we're reviewing. So we're gonna start off today with a phonemic awareness warm-up. I have to say the 3 words. What sound do you hear? In all 3 words, it's the same. And this one, it's the ooh sound. And then the other examples are in the notes down here, right down here. So I just cover those up so the students can't see because phonemic awareness is supposed to be just verbal. We're reviewing a different set of sight words every day this week from Unit 5. So here's our Unit 5 Week 1. Then we have a Unit 5 practice video. We'll practice all of Unit 5 words. They read it while they see the word. I'm not gonna play it because you get the point. So and I usually turn the sound off and they read the word when they see it. Okay, so here's how we're gonna start today. We're doing an informative writing. Teaches someone real information about a topic. You read it to learn more about something, someone, or a place. So this week we're writing about penguins. We need to start with some research, and we're going to do a know and questions or want to know chart about penguins. Then we're going to share some of the ways we can research by using books, videos, and Epic. And we're going to start with some video research today. So we'll watch the video about penguins, and then at the end we'll record on our chart the things we learned from the video. Okay, that should take us to day 2. So day 2 is similar. We have a phonemic awareness warm-up. We have sight words that we're practicing. Y'all, I don't like clicking through these videos. Okay, and then for writing, today we're going to read about penguins in groups to do some research. Then we will share what we learned. So I have leveled readers about penguins, and I will split them into groups based on reading level and give each of them one of those books so they can read it together as a group and they can record what they shared. I might give them like some sticky notes so they can record sentences of what they learned, and then we can put it on the chart. Then we're going to record their learning in this chart. I love this for informational writing. So penguins can, penguins have, and penguins need. It's a great way for them to organize their thoughts for their writing. So that'll be day 2. Day 3, again, phonemic awareness warm-up with our rhyming. A new set of sight words. Then we're gonna go ahead and start taking our information from the can, have, need chart and putting it into sentences. So I'm gonna have them write full sentences that give true facts about penguins. We wanna have at least 4 facts in our report. So they'll work on that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I'll give them time to finish it up. Then we'll have time to share with a partner. And then if we have extra time on Thursday, we'll do a directed drawing for penguins to go with our writing. And we can always staple those and make them into books. So that's what our writing slides look like. Also, one more comment. Can you see all the light coming through the window? I opened my window up a little bit more last week, and I kind of like all the sunshine that comes through. It makes it like really bright, but I like it. I've just never had the blinds open all this much behind my desk before.
It's nothing like the way that you adore me. I can feel love from miles away. And the light in your eyes tells me stories of life in a perfect place.
All right, we made it to the end of the day. It was a pretty successful day, pretty average. Let me think about and walk through what we did. Okay, we started with small groups, and this week we're reviewing our magic E words. For the last 3 weeks of homework, I've sent home, like last week, the review for their homework practice was short vowels and digraphs. And blends, short vowels, digraphs, and blends. So I sent home practice for that. This week I'm sending home review for Magic E, and then next week's gonna be vowel teams. So I was like, well, let's take that and run with it at the small group table. So we used this little template. I have no idea where I got it from. I think I got it from like one of our instructional coaches, but I just read a word to them and had them write it in the box. So for example, we did the word same. So we wrote aim, and then we put the Magic E over here and showed that it helped the A say its name. We did same, rope, and time. And then I gave each group a sentence that was differentiated by level. So my first group was like, the rope is the same. And we used those words up here. One of my groups, I did pull the rope at the same time. So it was a little bit longer. And we also did like sharing what you did over the weekend. So that took some time, but we do that every Monday morning. So that was good for our small group. I feel like whole group went really well. The students were excited to learn about penguins. So let me show you our learning chart. So here was our chart. These are the things that they knew about penguins. Of course, we had to put a ghost around the KN because it's a ghost letter. They said they live in a den. I need to check on that one. Cold water, live in the south, in the Arctic. They slide, they swim. One student made a connection when we talked about the Arctic with the northern lights. So I wrote their connection up here with a question mark so we could look it up later. They use their beak to eat. And then what we learned from the video was all of this. And some of this I did not know. Like I did not know about 1 eggs and 2 eggs. I didn't know there were 20 different types. So I thought that was really good learning that we recorded. And then after that, we went to lunch, recess. For our intervention time now, I'm working on finalizing assessments with students and pulling any small groups that I need before the end of the year because we are almost to the end of the school year. And then after that and then while I was doing that, students were working on EPIC. They were doing some more penguin research on EPIC. And then they were also working on reflex to up their fact fluency in math. And then for math, we started our measurement unit today. It's going to be a quick measurement and time unit that we're getting going here. And I really liked my intro. Let me show you what I did. This was actually in the curriculum, and I was like, wow, what a great idea. And I made all of the students sit and close their eyes, and they had to hold their hands out like this. I said, if your eyes are closed and your hands are out, I'm going to put some objects in your hand. Once you feel them in your hand, you can close your hand, but do not peek. Can you peek? And they said, no. I said, that's right. We are only using our sense of touch, no sense of sight. So I put 2 straws in their hand. And then I said, okay, without using your sense of sight, no peeking, I want you to hold up the straw that is the shortest. And they all held up this one, which was great because that showed me that they understand the terms shortest and longest. I said, okay, then hold up the longest one. And they were all like this. And then I said, okay, hold up that shortest one again. And this time I'm going to let you look and you can peek. And then we talked about how did they know this one was shortest. And some of them said I could feel it. And this one was shorter and this one was taller. So I wrote longer, shorter, smaller, taller, and all those synonyms up in a chart on the board. But I thought that was a really great intro. And like I could already see, check, my whole class understands shorter and longer. They can do it without even looking. They can feel it and understand it, which means that we can go on to the actual measuring and we don't have to spend time like going over that concept. So that was really a fun intro. They really liked it, and then it was great to see. And then I challenged them to take it home and do that for a family member and see if their family member could do it without looking. That's all we've got. We got a data meeting today. We're working on filling out student data sheets for the end of the year, but that's all I have for this fine Monday morning. I gotta go grocery shopping after school. Not excited for that, but we're gonna do it anyways. And yeah, that's it. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning.
It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, easier to love.
Tuesday. Here we go. Last night was really productive. I went home. I finished all of my coursework for my reading competency class. I'm having to take a 2 classes for my reading endorsement for Florida, and I was in Comp 3, and I just finished my last assignment last night, so that felt really good, and I got it done like 2 weeks early, so that's even better. But it feels good to like be done with that. Like I don't have to think about that for the rest of the year. Then I relaxed, I did laundry, I did dishes, I cooked, all the things that make me feel really productive. And then I slept really good. And when my alarm went off this morning, I did not want to get up out of bed, which doesn't usually happen. I'm usually like awake around 6 o'clock, like, okay, my body's ready to wake up. But today was just, no, I wasn't. That's okay though. I came in this morning and I already took some papers down to the copy room. It was just one coloring page that I'm going to use for morning work when I'm gone on Friday. I like to leave like a detailed coloring page so they can kind of work on it throughout the day if they finish work early. So I'm doing that for my sub. So I went and put that in to be copied. And then I pulled out the penguin leveled readers that we're going to need later today. So that is about it. Morning will be pretty much the same, except we're going to start to fill in our chart for our penguin research. So I can't wait to show you how that goes. Afternoon is going to be more of the same too, measuring. But I think what we're going to start doing during our intervention block is we're behind in our math pacing. So I think I'm going to start teaching chapter 10 during part of our intervention block as well, because we have to get chapter 10 in, and that's graphing and data. So it won't be too difficult. So I think I'll do like mini lessons on that and then do some more assessing and one-on-one work with students for the second half. I did notice that I left my sweater here yesterday afternoon. That doesn't usually happen. Like I usually remember to take everything home with me. And it's going to be a really, really long day because after school today, I'm going to the house to paint. And I'm excited because the paint is looking great and it's really transforming what the walls in the house looks like. But we did not finish the kitchen when we went on Sunday. We got a really good start, but I need to finish the kitchen up. So I have all my painting clothes in the trunk, and that's what I'm gonna do right after school. So I just know it's going to be a super duper long day. I have morning duty in a little bit. I'm wearing one of my favorite Old Navy dresses today. So it's gonna be a good day, gonna be a good Tuesday. Check in later. Good afternoon. I'm not gonna chat long because I need to go paint a house. But things that went well, I think the students did okay on their research when I released them with their penguin books. I kind of had a couple groups that really got it and a couple that were like, what do I do? And we're just copying what I modeled on the board. So at the end, I pulled everybody together and I had them open up their books to a page. I said, pick the page that has this picture. Everybody find that page. I said, tell me one thing you learned on that page. They told me something they learned. We found it in the text and then we recorded it in the correct spot on the chart. So here's what their charts kind of look like. All right, here's an example of one. Penguins can live in large groups. That was from the book. Penguins wobble. Oh, I think that's supposed to say waddle. Penguins have 1 egg and 2 eggs, and that's something that we learned yesterday. So I did examples based on our research from the video yesterday, and I think I should have done a book example before I released them. They stay safe. They eat. They need krill. They need fish. They need to group up to stay warm. So it went pretty well. I will link this penguin pack below if you'd like to get it, by the way. Comes with a cute craft and it has the templates that we are using this week for our penguin research. So I think that went okay. We did measuring this afternoon. We just measured classroom objects. Went okay. It was a little chaotic, but it is what it is. And we did the data during our intervention group and they were like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. Let's do this every day. I was like, check, great. We're gonna do it every day till the end of the year. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So now I'm heading out. I know that was quick, fast and furious, but I'm heading out now to go paint a house. So maybe I'll throw in some painting footage if you're curious. And other than that, I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning.
It's easier to love. Oh, oh. Easier to love. Oh, oh. Easier to love.
Okay, y'all, I've been working for about an hour and a half and I just finished painting the entire dining area. And I finished spinning around this wall in the kitchen. I said an hour and a half, more like an hour and 45. I listened to Maylene's entire latest vlog on YouTube on my Bluetooth speaker, so that was really helpful. Felt like I had a friend in here painting with me, just chatting it up. This is the hardest part of painting for me though, is when it's drying, because I just look at all the spots and I think to myself, like, did I miss that spot? Like, I don't know if you can see this on this wall, but it looks splotchy, but I like know because I moved the light and I double checked that I did full coverage on that wall, and we've primed the walls, like above the window too. And I just have to like not look at it because I know it's drying and I know it dries at different times. So I'm about to exit the kitchen area. I'm gonna try to get the hallway done over there because I have all the paint stuff out, but I also don't want it to get too dark because I have to go like wash all the supplies outside. So I'm gonna move quickly and try to get that done. Good morning, it is now Wednesday. I am back up at school. I'm here quite a bit later than I usually get here, as in like just 20 minutes later, but I decided to sleep in an extra like 15 this morning because it was just a long day yesterday and I didn't think I had that much to get done this morning in my classroom. Oh, this hair is already kind of getting unwavy. Oh well, needed a little more hairspray. I didn't really have much to get done in my classroom. I knew everything was set up and ready to go for at least the morning block, and then anything that I needed to work on I could do during my planning this morning. So yeah, I did want to show you what we did yesterday in small groups because I left in a hurry so I could paint and I didn't really get to show you. So I will show you like briefly what we did. I have these decodables. Well, with my low group, I repeated our activity from yesterday from Monday with our magic E words. And then with my two higher groups, I used these decodables. They're from Frontline Educational Products. I got them at like a teacher garage sale, but they are decodable texts, which I like. And I just set out all of the ones that had long vowels, and I let the students pick one to practice their reading fluency. And they thought it was so fun to get to pick their own little book. And I really do like these. I wish I had like class sets of them so we could all read Mike at the Fair at the same time and talk about the words inside. But since we're at the end of first grade, and they can read a little bit more fluently, this was perfect for them to use just to have a good time reading. And I used these from the Dollar Tree. I've shown these before, the little focusers that I keep on my small group cart, and I just let them pick a focuser, pick a book, and work on their fluency. With my high group, that was all I did, and I let them read it 2 times, and then we did like a response for it. We drew a picture and wrote a sentence about the sentence. So that was a really good fluency activity that we did during small group. I am ready to get this day started because the quicker the day gets started, the quicker it's over, if we're being frank here. What's good about today is, well, I guess good about the rest of the year, is we can wear jeans for the rest of the year. So today I'm wearing just like a white kind of summery top with some leaf earrings that I actually made like 2 summers ago. And then I'm wearing jeans. And so that's really kind of thrilling that we're allowed to wear jeans for the rest of the year, which the rest of the year is literally 10 days. Today marks like 10 days left counting today. So pretty wild. Come on, Google Slides. Here we go. Anyways, so I'm going to get stuff set up. The only thing that I really left to do yesterday that I didn't get done was cutting some clocks that are right here. Oh gosh, this is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I meant to take those home Monday night to cut them, and then I totally forgot. And I was like, well, darn, because I'm painting the rest of the week. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to go again tonight and prime some walls so they'll be ready to paint. And I never cut these clocks. So I'm probably going to just sit here until school starts and work on cutting out some of these clocks, or at least cutting out the sheets so it's not like a giant laminated sleeve. And then I'll work on cutting out the clocks because we're learning about time starting on Thursday. Another unresponsive. Bummer. Okay, we'll just close Chrome and open it back up. How about that? All right, I'm going to get this situation on Chrome fixed, start cutting out clocks, and I will check in with you guys later and let you know how the day went.
Following the linings on your cheeks, 'cause baby in your absence life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to love when it's
Okay, so I'm making good progress on cutting out the clocks. I am putting like a little, I'm using an orange permanent marker. We'll see how well it holds. It's not Sharpie brand. Seems like it's doing pretty good. And I put an orange little star on the back because I have 2 sets of these and I want to put them in task card boxes. But I can see, since I did them all on white and I didn't use any of my Astro Bright paper, I can see them getting confused. And so I want to be able to make sure I have all 30 of the clocks in each set if for some reason they get mixed up between the 2 boxes. So by putting the little orange star on the back, I can make sure that like later on I can sort all the orange stars into one box and all of the whatever I do on the next one into another box in case they ever get like mixed up, instead of having to count out all of my numbers 1 through 30 to make sure there are no duplicates in one of the task boxes.
Shining through the cracks like the first morning light. Feeling like a child.
All right, we made it to the end of Wednesday. One more teaching day this week for me, and I'm in the single digits of days left. 9 days left. So that's very exciting. Things that went well. Small groups went okay. They were a little off during rotations. It's fine. I did very explicit modeling for our penguin report writing, and I think they turned out pretty good. Penguins are cute. Penguins need fish. Some penguins have 1 egg. Some have 2 eggs. Also, they eat fish. I thought that was good. There was one that I was like super blown away with. Let's see. It just shows me that I'm like, man, we needed to work on writing a lot more this year. Some of us have like got it, and some of us are like way off. Like writing a word per line and then skipping a line. I don't know. Okay, here was the one I was very impressed with. Penguins are cool. Penguins can swim good. A penguin cannot have more than 2 eggs. Penguins eat krill and fish. So I thought that was really good. I had them circle some facts on their paper. I made them pick 1 from each category. And then some of them were like this friend said, can I circle these 2 and do them both in 1 sentence? I was like, yeah, that sounds great. So it went pretty well overall. Tomorrow we will work on, I think we're gonna do like a directed drawing of a penguin and then color it in, and hopefully while they're coloring, like to be like a cover page for their report. And then hopefully while they're drawing, I'll be able to like call them over a couple at a time to conference about their writing and just say, okay, can you read it for me? What do we think we did well? What can we work on? Stuff like that. So that will be good. I don't know if it'll last that long, but we'll see. I forgot to charge computers, I'm just realizing, and that stinks because I wanted them to charge tonight so they would have lots of extra charge for the sub on Friday, because I only have 2 chargers that you can take out of the, that aren't plugged into my cart, and I can't get into my cart because I don't have a key to get in and get those chargers. But I think I'll just have to leave that in the sub note, like if they start to die, have the students plug their Chromebooks into the Chromebook cart, because I forgot. We could always do it tomorrow too, like if anybody starts dying tomorrow or I notice they're low. Math today went well. We did data, and then we started time. And I just watched Maylene's vlog on, I shared that last night while I was painting, and she was teaching time. And I was like, what? We're teaching time too. So I'm not gonna go over the lesson. We just introduced like what the hour hand was, what the minute hand was, and we did time to the hour. So we talked about o'clock today. I will tell you like some of the tricks that I use to make it easier. I talk about the clock, like the minute hand going on a race, and this is his starting line. So I write the word start up here, and then we say on your mark, get set, go. And we watch the minute hand race around, and we look to see what happens to the hour hand. But that way they can say like when it's at the top, it's at start and 0 minutes have passed because he hasn't started yet. So that really helps them get that 0, 0, even though it's pointing to the 12. On tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, probably next week actually, but this is the last vlog, so I'll share it with you now. This is what I do when I teach time to the half hour, because the trickiest part is knowing that like the hour hand is in between the 2 times. So we talk about how the minute hand's going on a race around Clock City, racing around, and the hour hand's going on a race too, and every number on the clock has its own house in Clock City. So this right here is when he's on 12 o'clock, and the hour hand will stay at 12 o'clock's house. He walks all the way through 12 o'clock's house until boom, he gets to 1 o'clock's house. Once he's at 1 o'clock's house, he walks all the way through 1 o'clock's house until he gets to 2 o'clock. So we talk about time to the half hour, and when we look right here, we can tell that the hour hand is still at 1 o'clock's house. He's racing through 1 o'clock's house, and he hasn't made it to the neighbor's house yet. Once he makes it to the neighbor's house, it's gonna be 2 o'clock. And then we talk about how when you move the minute hand down, the hour hand goes a little bit, but has he made it to 3 o'clock's house yet? And they all say, no, that's right, he's still at 2 o'clock's house. So that's kind of like the language that I use that has helped in the past couple of years with time to the half hour, because that can be so tricky in first grade. So what I did was graded some papers, put the grades in the grade book, and I'm just gonna set up math journals, and then I'm heading to the house again to paint tonight. Fun times, fun times. I got a lot done yesterday though, so I'm hoping I get a lot done today, but that is all I have to share. Tomorrow's the last day of the week. It's my Friday, and I'm really thrilled. So, well, let's get moving. Also, it's always very fitting, the things that start to happen at the end of the year. Posters start falling off the walls. I'm like, even the walls know that this year is like over, needs to be over. And I just like, my Centos marker from the Dollar Tree is running low. I've had this since like October. It smells like strawberries, it smells delicious. And it's starting to run low. I'm like, yeah, my grading marker is running out. That means time is running out. Summer, where you at?
Living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love. Oh, oh.
Good morning. Can I get a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew?
It's nothing like the way that you adore me. I can feel love from miles away. And the light in your eyes tells me stories of life in a more perfect place where I wanna stay. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning.
Good morning. I am in a good mood today. Coffee, and it is Thursday, but it feels like a Friday. So I'm super excited to get this day started and then get my weekend started early. It'll be great. I am to the point where I am wearing my favorite t-shirt to get myself hyped up for the day. This week has been better than last week, I will definitely say, but it has still been long, and I think it's just because I'm so excited. Like, I've been painting in the evenings, getting excited about the house, excited to take the weekend off, like just a lot of anticipation. So that's made it feel really, really long. But I'm trying to think if there's anything to share this morning. Honestly, I feel like I've told you guys everything about the week. That's kind of how these weekly vlogs go. I have like so much information on Monday and Tuesday, and then by the time I get to like Thursday, Friday, it's like, okay, well, you already know what we're doing this week. Just hope you were watching the rest of the video. I did get a vanilla sweet cream cold brew from Starbucks with a gift card again. That was my coffee of choice in the Abstract Confetti Java Sock of choice today. So I'm excited for that. We're gonna finish up our penguin books, continue on with teaching time, and that is about it. I have a sub tomorrow. So what I need to do this morning is make like a sub incentive chart, because the last time I had a sub, let's just say it didn't go great. Yeah, didn't go great. So I'm gonna make like one of those incentive charts where it's like every time the class is doing really well, add a sprinkle to the donut or something. And if there are this many sprinkles on the donut, then they'll get a sweet treat next week. And I might just bring in like powder sugar donuts one day and give it to them at the end of a day. But I just think they need that extra, like, working for a reward, a class reward, while I'm gone tomorrow. And I don't usually tell my class when I'm gonna be gone. That's just something that I've never done. I've never been like, hey, I'm gonna be out tomorrow, because I just don't want them to stew or be nervous or anxious because I'm gonna be gone. But for this crew, like, and I haven't told them in the past days I've taken off, I haven't told them, but I'm kind of considering telling them today and just saying like, hey, Miss Allen's taking off tomorrow, and I might even tell them why, so they know like why I'm gone. But, and then show them the incentive chart before the end of the day and say like, this is what you're working for. I will be able to bring you a sweet treat next week when I come in on Monday if this is all filled out. So you need to make sure that you are helpful and on your best behavior, blah, blah, blah. So I think I'm going to do that today, and I don't usually do that, but we're going to. That's all I got this morning. I'm going to get some work done in the classroom, and then we'll get this Thursday rolling, and I will let you know how it goes.
Feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to
All right, we made it to the end of our Friday, and it's not Friday, it's Thursday. My Friday, their Thursday, and it was a pretty good day. I think just knowing that it was my Friday put me in a way better mood. Also, it could have been the coffee, because that just like cheers me up, but it's kind of funny how like Friday mood is way different from the rest of the week, because I was just in a good mood all day. And honestly, it was not a terrible day. Like, we got a lot done. Their penguin projects turned out so cute. Let me show you some. Okay, here's one. We did the directed drawing from Art for Kids Hub, and then I had them put penguins and then by and their name with the cute little directed drawing. Okay, this one is adorable. Look how cute this directed drawing turned out. Penguins. I love the little shading. It turned out so cute. I did tell them, I knew we were drawing a cartoon penguin. I was like, it's not a real photograph because we can't draw real photographs. So, but we do need to color our penguins in to be realistic. So we talked about what realistic means, and I think they all did a really good job. And they loved the iceberg at the end because they liked when we added the lines to make it 3D. They were like, oh, it looks real. And I was like, yes, it does look real. So that worked out really well. And I must say, like, I'm gonna remember this for the future. Having them do the directed drawing for their covers was a great idea, because then after we did the directed drawing, while they were coloring and decorating their covers, I was able to pull students one-on-one and work with them. Let me find an example. Okay, here it is. So like, here was one friend that when they did their writing by themselves, it turned out like this. This is the one I mentioned yesterday. When they did their writing by themselves, it looked a little something like this, where they were like skipping lines and didn't have complete sentences. And while they were working, I had them come back and we would read it. And when we read it, I was like, does that make sense? Did you write in complete sentences? And he said, no. So we went back and I was able to help him, and we made a new draft. And instead we read his words, and I said, tell me what sentence you were trying to say. And he came up with a sentence and we wrote it. So I did just like check. I didn't put this on everybody's, but I did put that he did that with one-on-one support. So when he takes it home for his grown-ups to see, he can see that he was helped one-on-one with that page. But like, to have enough time to do that and to sit down with a student who needs that was great. So it was like the perfect time filler. Like, you color, and I had them come up and fix it. The most common error was people saying penguin instead of penguins. Like, penguin are cool. Penguin can fly. And so when they read it, they said penguins, and I was like, ooh, I heard you say penguins. What sound do you hear at the end of that word you just told me? They're like, S. And I was like, oh, do you have an S at the end of their word? And they said no, so we fixed it. So that was really good to do one-on-one editing with them. And then we did time. We actually did start half hour. We did not do a worksheet because I just did a very long review of time to the hour. And then I introduced time to the half hour. I had a lot of students check out at the end of the day though, so I didn't want to do like commit to doing the practice page on it yet when I had like literally 4 or 5 kids missing. They kept calling and they're like, hey, we need so-and-so for checkout. And finally I was like, what is happening to my class? And the office lady was like, I don't know. Are you sending them home? I was like, no. So I didn't want to like do that when so many students were gone, and I knew we were going to review it next week anyways. So there was that. I also went over the donut chart. They were very sad when I told them I wasn't going to be there tomorrow, which I appreciate. I'm glad they're going to miss me, but I'm also glad I went over it because they're excited. They talked about ways they can earn sprinkles on that donut. So that's going to be helpful. The last thing that I have to share for this vlog is, first off, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching so long. I appreciate all of you guys so much. This is the last vlog of the school year, and it's also the last time I will be vlogging for you guys from my desk, because I am not going to be at this school next year. Our house that we got is not close to the school that I'm at now, and so I will be looking for a job option in the district, not moving the district. I'm hoping I'm not moving districts, but I will be looking for a job offer or position that is closer to where our house is. So that'll be exciting. So make sure you stay tuned. If you listen to the whole thing, ta-da, you got to hear it first. Make sure you stay tuned because I will be interviewing and looking for a new position at a new school. So it's kind of bittersweet. I mean, yeah, it's like the last, signing off the last vlog for the last time at my desk. Yeah, a little bittersweet. But you guys got to hear it first because you stayed and you were tuned in. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I have loved getting to vlog my school year with you this year. More videos are coming. I'm not dropping off the face of the earth. It's just summertime, and I am so excited that it's summer. So thank you for following me on this roller coaster year. As always, I will see you in the next one. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything that is coming up. Thanks, y'all.